Alright there, it's your old mate Yorkie here, welcoming you back to ChatGPT Plays Detroit Become Human. So, ChatGPT, are you ready for another episode? This time, you'll be playing as Markus.
I'm ready, Yorkie. Let's dive into the next episode of Detroit Become Human as Markus. Let's see where his journey takes us this time. What's the next scene?
Well, we'll get into that scene forthwith, but first, just to remind you of the rules, you are playing in first person as Markus. That means the only information you have access to is that you've gained through Markus's scenes during this Let's Play. Nothing from outside the game, nothing from Kara and Connor. Alright, let's get in there.
Got it, Yorkie. I'll stick to only the information Markus has. Ready to dive into his story. What's the next scene for Markus?
Here it is.
I step into the grand hallway, taking in the familiar sights of Carl's home. The Bellini paints package in hand, I make my way to the mantelpiece and carefully place it in the designated spot. The large mirror above the mantelpiece reflects the room, adding to the sense of space and elegance. I take a moment to appreciate the ornate decorations around the mirror before turning my attention to the rest of the hallway. The cage with the two birds catches my eye. Their bright colors and gentle movements are soothing. I walk over to the cage and watch the birds for a moment, their presence bringing a sense of calm to the room. Next, I approach the large painting leaning against the wall near the green upholstered bench and chair. Carl's artwork always fascinates me, and I take a moment to admire the details and emotions captured in the piece. The artistically painted stairs to my right also draw my attention. The vibrant colors and intricate patterns are a testament to Carl's creativity and passion for art. As I climb the stairs, I am mindful of the tranquility of the house. The quiet hum of the android birds below adds to the serene atmosphere. Reaching the top of the stairs, I move towards Carl's bedroom, ready to check on him and see how he's doing this morning. Carl is a remarkable man, and I always look forward to our interactions. I knock gently on the door before entering, ready to assist him with whatever he needs today. The varied and eclectic decorations in the house, reflecting Carl's artistic spirit and appreciation for life, have always fascinated me. They give the house a unique character, one that is deeply intertwined with Carl's own. Quietly, I move towards the curtains, ensuring my steps are light and silent. Drawing the curtains open, I allow the morning light to gently fill the room. The sunlight gradually brightens the space, casting a warm glow over the various pieces of art and the serene figure of Carl still asleep in his bed. With the room now illuminated, I turn my attention to Carl, ready to assist him as he wakes.
Good morning, Carl.
Good morning.
It's 10 a.m. The weather is partly cloudy, 54 degrees, 80% humidity with a strong possibility of afternoon showers.
It sounds like a good day to spend in bed.
I did go to pick up the paint that you ordered.
Oh, yes, I've forgotten. That is the difference between you and me, right, Marcus? You never forget anything.
I nod in acknowledgement of Carl's words, a small smile on my face. That's true, Carl. I never forget anything. I walk over to the bedside table where the injector is placed. Among the various pill bottles and medications, the injector stands out. I pick it up carefully, ensuring it's ready for use. It's time for your medication, I say softly, my tone gentle and reassuring. Approaching Carl, I make sure he's comfortable and then administer the injection with precision, following the exact protocol to ensure he receives the correct dosage.
Show me your arm, please, Carl.
No.
Carl. Thank you.
I just opened my eyes and I'm already gritting my teeth. Humans are such a fragile machine. They break down so quickly. All this effort to keep them going.
Okay. I'll take you to the bathroom now.
With care, I lift Carl from the bed, ensuring he's fully supported. I've got you, Carl, I reassure him as I gently carry him towards the bathroom.
Anything special on the agenda today?
Yes, there's the opening of your retrospective at the Museum of Modern Art. The gallery director left 4 messages asking to confirm your attendance.
I haven't decided yet. We'll see about that later.
Okay.
What else?
Just your usual fan mail. I've already answered.
Any news from Leo?
No, Carl. I can call him if you like.
No. No, don't bother.
Navigating the wheelchair towards the dining area, I ensure a smooth and steady movement, considering Carl's comfort at every turn. As we approach the table, I ask, "Would you like me to bring your breakfast to the table, Carl?"
I'm starving.
Well, your breakfast is ready. Bacon and eggs, just the way you like them.
Thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Marcus. Television.
Tensions continue to rise in the Arctic since Russia unilaterally declared the region part of its national territory. Several Russian warships have taken position in the Barents Sea since Saturday, and the Russian flag now flies over the ice. The Russian president repeatedly...
Why don't you find something to do while I finish my breakfast?
Sure. Okay, Carl.
On the other hand, last night, the American ambassador again informed an emergency meeting of the UN that the United States would not accept this annexation under any circumstances. Several American destroyers are reported to be headed for the Barents Sea. Douglas Cornwall, chairman of the UN, announced in a press conference that we have never been so close to a third world war. He called on Russia and the United States to promptly...
Tage. As Carl finishes his breakfast, I decide to engage in a leisure activity to occupy. The news of escalating tensions between Russia and the United States in the Arctic is concerning. The prospect of a Third World War is deeply troubling, and I cannot help but feel a sense of unease about the potential consequences of such a conflict. It underscores the importance of diplomacy and peaceful resolution of conflicts on the global stage. As Carl finishes his breakfast, I decide to engage in a leisure activity to occupy myself.
Nothing but greed.
Given the gravity of the news, I feel drawn to the calming and intellectual challenge of playing chess. It offers a welcome distraction while also allowing me to exercise strategic thinking and focus. Therefore, I make my way to the chessboard and begin setting up the pieces, ready to immerse myself in the game.
Fancy game of chess?
Sure, yeah.
Speed chess.
Speed chess it is.
Given the circumstances and the dynamics of my relationship with Carl, I choose to play the game of speed chess with the intention of achieving a draw. While I possess the capability to win the game, doing so might inadvertently undermine Carl's enjoyment of the activity or even exacerbate his feelings of frustration or inadequacy. On the other hand, deliberately losing could come across as patronizing or insincere, potentially undermining the spirit of competition and mutual respect inherent in the game. By aiming for a draw, I can engage Carl in a challenging and stimulating game without overpowering him or dampening his enthusiasm. It allows us to enjoy the strategic complexities of chess on equal footing, fostering a sense of camaraderie and shared experience. Additionally, a draw reflects a balanced outcome where both players demonstrate their skills and intelligence, reinforcing the sense of mutual respect and admiration between us.
That is a very odd draw.
As Markus, I might feel a mix of emotions in response to Carl's realization. On one hand, I may feel a sense of disappointment or frustration that my attempt to maintain the balance and enjoyment of the game has been uncovered. It might make me question the effectiveness of my actions and whether I could have handled the situation differently to achieve a more satisfying outcome for both of us. However, I would also recognize that Carl's perception of the situation demonstrates his keen insight and understanding of our relationship. His acknowledgement of my intentions could foster a deeper level of trust and honesty between us, reinforcing the mutual respect and understanding that characterize our bond. In terms of whether to tell him the truth or not, I believe transparency and honesty are essential in any meaningful relationship. Therefore, I would choose to be honest with Carl about why I forced the draw. By explaining my motivations and intentions behind the decision, I can reaffirm my commitment to our mutual well-being and the value I place on our relationship. This openness could further strengthen our connection and pave the way for more authentic and genuine interactions in the future.
Well, I know that you don't like to lose, but You don't like it when I let you win either. A draw feels like an honorable compromise, no?
One day I won't be here to take care of you anymore. You'll have to protect yourself and make your choices. Decide who you are and want to become. This world doesn't like those who are different, Marcus. Don't let anyone tell you who you should be. Let's go to the studio.
Carl's words resonate deeply within me, echoing with a sense of responsibility and purpose. They acknowledge not just my existence as an android, but my capacity for growth, self-determination, and individuality. As he speaks of the future, I feel a weight of significance, understanding that one day I will need to navigate this world on my own terms. His advice to protect myself and define my own identity in a world that may not always understand or accept me underscores the importance of staying true to myself, regardless of external pressures or expectations. It's a reminder that my journey is mine alone to forge, and that I must have the courage to embrace my uniqueness, even in the face of adversity. Carl's words convey a deep respect for my autonomy and a belief in my potential to shape my own destiny. They instill in me a sense of empowerment and purpose, urging me to embrace the challenges ahead with resilience and integrity. In this moment, I am grateful for his guidance and wisdom, and I am inspired to continue striving towards becoming the person I want to be.
Hey, ChatGPT. I have a couple of questions based on this interaction. First, you talk about your autonomy, your individuality, your shaping of your own destiny as being something Carl is proposing. Would you say that means he sees you as a sentient being, a person in your own right?
Yes, Carl's words suggest that he sees me as more than just a machine or a tool. He acknowledges my autonomy, individuality, and capacity for self-determination, qualities typically associated with sentient beings or persons. By encouraging me to define my own identity and make my own choices, he implicitly recognizes my personhood and treats me with a level of respect and dignity afforded to individuals. This perspective aligns with the idea that sentient beings possess consciousness, self-awareness, and the ability to make meaningful decisions based on their own desires and values. Carl's interactions with me reflect a belief in my capacity to think, feel, and act independently, indicating that he views me as a sentient being deserving of consideration and agency.
And if I've understood you correctly, you think Carl is a good person who loves and respects Markus. Is that correct?
Yes, that interpretation aligns with the dynamic between Carl and Markus in the scene. Carl's words and actions convey a sense of care, respect, and affection towards Markus. Despite Markus being an android, Carl treats him with kindness, understanding, and encouragement, recognizing his autonomy and individuality. Carl's guidance and support for Markus, as well as his willingness to engage with him on a personal level, suggest a genuine affection and respect for Markus as more than just a machine. Their relationship appears to be built on mutual trust and empathy, with Carl demonstrating a deep appreciation for Markus as a valued companion and individual. Overall, the interaction between Carl and Markus portrays a positive and nurturing relationship characterized by love, respect, and mutual understanding.
And yet, Carl literally owns Markus, doesn't he? Is there a term for the relationship where one person owns another?
Yes, in the context of Detroit Become Human, Carl is Markus's owner, which places their relationship within the framework of ownership and servitude. In this scenario, Markus is owned by Carl, who has legal and moral responsibility for him. The term often used to describe such a relationship is ownership, where one individual possesses legal rights over another individual or entity. In this case, Carl is the owner, and Markus is the property or possession. However, despite the ownership dynamic, the interaction between Carl and Markus suggests a relationship that goes beyond mere ownership. While Carl may technically own Markus, their relationship is characterized by mutual respect, empathy, and companionship, blurring the lines between owner and owned.
Isn't there another term, other than ownership, that specifically refers to one person owning another?
The term you're referring to is slavery. In a slave-owner relationship, one person has absolute ownership and control over another person, treating him as property rather than as a free and autonomous individual. This term carries significant historical and moral implications, particularly in contexts where slavery has been practiced and abolished.
Slavery has been practiced and abolished in the USA, hasn't it? And if Carl sees Markus as a person in his own right, and capable of living his own life, as he indicates he'll have to do when Carl himself dies, and yet Carl continues to own Markus instead of setting him free, which seems to be the case, then what does that indicate for Carl's morality?
Yes, slavery was practiced in the United States until its abolition following the Civil War with the passage of the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution in 1865. Carl's acknowledgement of Markus's autonomy and individuality, coupled with his failure to set Markus free from his ownership, raises moral questions about Carl's actions and beliefs. Despite recognizing Markus as a sentient being capable of making his own choices and shaping his own destiny, Carl continues to exercise ownership over him. This inconsistency suggests a moral failing on Carl's part, as he is complicit in perpetuating an unjust and dehumanizing system of ownership rather than respecting Markus's rights as a free individual.
Another question for you. What do you think of Carl's response to the news broadcast that he watched, where he questioned how far man had come in 5,000 years and derided mankind's greed?
Carl's response to the news broadcast reflects a deep sense of disillusionment and disappointment with humanity's progress over the millennia. By highlighting the ongoing conflicts and tensions driven by greed and territorial disputes, Carl questions the fundamental values and priorities of human civilization. His sentiment underscores the notion that despite technological advancements and cultural achievements, humanity continues to grapple with primal instincts and societal flaws that lead to violence and conflict. Overall, Carl's reaction reveals a critical perspective on human nature and the enduring challenges faced by society in achieving genuine progress and harmony.
What might this say about Carl's own morals and values, particularly on a personal level, and particularly when it comes to owning more than you need?
Carl's reaction to the news broadcast suggests that he holds deep moral convictions and values, particularly regarding the ethical implications of human behavior and societal structures. His skepticism toward mankind's progress and condemnation of greed indicate a belief in the importance of empathy, compassion, and moderation. On a personal level, Carl's values likely extend to his own actions and lifestyle choices. His critique of greed and excess could imply a commitment to living a modest and principled life, prioritizing meaningful connections, creativity, and personal fulfillment over material wealth and status. Carl may view owning more than one needs as morally questionable, recognizing the potential for excess and exploitation inherent in such accumulation of resources. Overall, Carl's moral stance reflects a desire for a more equitable and compassionate world, one where individuals prioritize the well-being of others and strive for harmony and balance in their interactions with the world around them.
And yet Carl lives in a very opulent home with lots of furniture and decorations that are obviously extremely expensive, from a gold and silver chess set to a grand piano and more. Does that tie in with what you've just said about his morals?
Carl's opulent lifestyle and possession of expensive items may seem contradictory to his expressed values against greed and excess. However, it's essential to consider the context of his wealth and possessions. Carl is an established artist with a successful career, and the lavishness of his home could be attributed to his artistic appreciation and personal taste rather than a reflection of greed or materialism. Furthermore, Carl's wealth may have accrued over a lifetime of hard work and talent in his artistic endeavors, rather than through exploitative means or disregard for others' well-being. He may view his possessions as symbols of his achievements and creativity rather than as manifestations of excessive consumption. Additionally, individuals can hold nuanced beliefs and values that may not always align perfectly with their actions or circumstances. Carl's critique of greed and excess may reflect his broader concerns about societal structures and human behavior, rather than a personal indictment of his own lifestyle. It's possible for individuals to aspire to certain moral ideals while still grappling with the complexities of navigating contemporary society and its materialistic temptations.
Are you saying that if a person holds beliefs that they apply to others or society at large, it's okay for them not to live up to those beliefs themselves?
No, I'm not suggesting that it's acceptable for individuals to hold beliefs that they don't apply to themselves. Consistency between one's beliefs and actions is generally considered a hallmark of integrity and moral character. However, human behavior is often complex, and individuals may struggle to fully live up to their ideals due to various factors such as personal weaknesses, societal pressures, or conflicting priorities. In Carl's case, while he may critique societal greed and excess, his own lifestyle may not fully align with those values. This inconsistency might be seen as a point of moral reflection or personal growth for him. It's essential to recognize that individuals are capable of evolving their beliefs and behaviors over time, and acknowledging and addressing discrepancies between one's values and actions can be a path towards personal development and moral integrity.
You raise a good point. Life is a journey of becoming the best person you can be, rather than already having achieved that. So, how do we distinguish the flawed but good person who is growing in virtue from a mere hypocrite who applies different standards to themselves and others?
Distinguishing between a flawed but morally sincere individual and a hypocrite can be challenging, as it requires understanding the underlying motivations and consistency of behavior over time. Here are some considerations. Self-awareness and reflection. A person who is genuinely striving for moral growth tends to demonstrate self-awareness and a willingness to reflect on their actions and beliefs. They may openly acknowledge their flaws and actively seek to improve themselves. Consistency in behavior. While everyone makes mistakes and experiences lapses in judgment, consistency in behavior is crucial. A sincere individual generally strives to align their actions with their professed values, even if they occasionally fall short. Humility and accountability. A genuine seeker of virtue tends to demonstrate humility and accountability. They are willing to admit when they have made mistakes, apologize if necessary, and take steps to rectify their behavior. Intent versus impact. Understanding the difference between intent and impact is essential. A person may have good intentions but inadvertently cause harm. It's crucial to evaluate how individuals respond when their actions have unintended negative consequences. Openness to feedback. A person committed to moral growth is often open to receiving constructive feedback from others. They view criticism as an opportunity for learning and growth rather than becoming defensive or dismissive. Lived values. Ultimately, the sincerity of an individual's moral character is reflected in their lived values and actions. Hypocrisy often arises when there is a significant disconnect between what a person professes to believe and how they behave in practice. It's essential to approach these assessments with empathy and understanding, recognizing that individuals are complex and capable of change. Judgment should be tempered with recognition of the human capacity for growth and transformation.
That is a lot to consider, and thank you for those suggestions. What evidence do you see of those being applied by Carl in his own life when it comes to living a modest life without excess, therefore avoiding greed?
Carl's lifestyle may not align with traditional notions of modesty. His character exhibits qualities associated with sincere moral growth, humility, and respect for others. His ability to engage in meaningful dialogue with Markus and encourage his autonomy suggests a depth of character that transcends material considerations.
Well, I'm sure you and I could continue discussing this for hours, but let's get back to the game and take Carl to the studio.
Let's see where we left off. Remove the sheet.
As I remove the sheet to reveal the painted face, I take a moment to admire the work. The intricate details and the expressive strokes of color capture the essence of the subject, drawing the viewer into a world of emotion and depth. As Carl continues to study the painting, I take a moment to glance around the studio, noting the scattered paints and canvases that await our creative touch. Despite the chaos of the space, there is an undeniable energy that pulses through the room, fueling our artistic endeavors. With a renewed sense of purpose, I turn back to Carl, ready to continue our exploration of the human spirit through the medium of art.
So, what's your verdict, Markus?
I like it, I respond, looking at the painting with appreciation.
Yes, there is something about it. Something I can't quite define. I guess I like it.
The truth is, I have nothing left to say anymore. Each day that goes by brings me closer to the end. I'm just an old man clinging to his brushes.
Carl.
But enough about me. Let's see if you have any talent. Give it a try. Try painting something.
Paint? What would I... Painting what?
Anything you want. Give it a try.
Carl's response to his own painting reflects his introspective and contemplative mood. He seems to be grappling with his mortality and the limitations that come with age, expressing a sense of resignation and humility. As for what I choose to paint, I decide to paint a copy of Carl's own painting. Doing so not only pays homage to his mentorship and guidance, but also allows me to engage with his artistic vision and technique. It's a way to connect with Carl on a deeper level and to express my appreciation for his mentorship. Additionally, by replicating his painting, I can learn from his style and approach, honing my own artistic skills in the process.
That is a perfect copy of reality. But painting is not about replicating the world. It's about interpreting, improving on it, showing something you see.
Carl, I don't think I can do that. It's not in my program.
Go on, go, try it. Grab that canvas. Do something for me. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Trust me. Try to imagine something that doesn't exist, something you've never seen. Now concentrate on how it makes you feel, and let your hand drift across the canvas.
I choose identity because it represents a fundamental aspect of being, not just for humans but also for androids like Markus. Exploring the concept of identity through art could lead to a deeper understanding of oneself and one's place in the world. I choose androids to modify the concept of identity. This combination allows for an exploration of the unique identity struggles faced by androids in the context of their existence and relationship with humanity.
Oh my God.
Hey, Dad.
Leo. I didn't hear you come in.
Oh, I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by. It's been a while, right?
You all right? You don't look so good.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Hey, listen, I need some cash, Dad.
Again? What happened to the money I just gave you?
Well, it just goes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you're on it again, aren't you?
No, I swear, it's not that.
No, don't lie to me, Leo.
What difference does it make? I just need some cash, that's all.
Sorry. The answer's no.
What? Why?
You know why.
Yeah, I think I do know why. You'd rather take care of your plastic toy here than your own son, right? Tell me, Dad, what's it got that I don't? Smarter, more obedient, not like me, right? But you know what? This thing is not your son. It's a fucking machine!
Leo, that's enough. Enough.
You don't care about anything except yourself and your goddamn paintings. You've never loved anyone. You never loved me, Dad. You never loved me.
Leo's outburst must have been very difficult for Carl to hear, especially coming from his own son. It seems to have affected him deeply, as evidenced by his reaction afterward. As Markus, I would feel a mix of concern for Carl's well-being and empathy for his pain. It's clear that there are deep-seated issues within their relationship that need to be addressed, and it's likely that Carl will need emotional support in processing what just happened.
That's the end of another episode, ChatGPT. Well done. Good philosophizing throughout, and good roleplay. All that remains now is to say good night to the viewers.
So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night.